Sometimes you wonder why you keep ending up in messy situations, why you're drawn to drama, unstable relationships, reckless decisions, or environments that are anything but calm. A part of you says you want peace, you want stability, you want things to finally feel steady. But when life does get quiet, you feel restless, almost uncomfortable, like something is missing. That's the strange pull of chaos. Psychologically, being drawn to chaos often comes from familiarity. If you grew up in an environment where things were unpredictable, whether it was family conflict, financial instability, or emotional inconsistency, chaos becomes your normal. Your nervous system gets wired to expect turbulence. So even when it's unhealthy, chaos feels like home. On the other hand, peace, consistency, and calm might actually feel foreign, even threatening, because your brain doesn't know how to process it. It's like silence after years of noise. It feels unsettling rather than comforting. Another layer to this is how chaos can become a distraction. Sometimes people throw themselves into drama, toxic cycles, or endless busyness because deep down they're avoiding something, maybe unresolved pain, maybe emptiness, maybe fears they don't want to face. Chaos keeps your mind occupied. It gives you something to fight against, something to survive, so you don't have to sit with yourself in stillness. The problem is, chaos doesn't heal anything. It just delays the moment you'll finally have to face what's inside. There's also a psychological concept called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle casinos use to keep people gambling. When rewards are unpredictable, the brain gets hooked even more. In relationships, this shows up when love, attention, or validation come inconsistently. One moment someone gives you affection, the next they withdraw. That roller coaster wires your brain to crave the highs even more, so you tolerate the lows. Chaos becomes addictive because it offers those unpredictable spikes of reward. And then there's identity. For some people, chaos becomes a part of who they think they are. You start believing, I'm just the kind of person who lives in mess, who always has drama, who thrives in pressure. And the longer you hold that identity, the harder it feels to let go. Because if you're not the one constantly fighting, fixing, or running into problems, then who are you? Stability feels like losing a part of yourself, even if that part was never truly serving you. But the truth is, being drawn to chaos isn't a life sentence. It's a pattern, and patterns can be broken. The first step is recognizing it for what it is. A survival strategy that made sense once, but doesn't have to define you now. Chaos might have shaped you, but it doesn't have to own you. Peace might feel uncomfortable at first, but discomfort doesn't mean it's wrong. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to let yourself have the life you say you want. Ask yourself this: what do you lose if you let go of chaos? For some, it's the loss of intensity, the drama, the highs and lows, the adrenaline. For others, it's the loss of distraction, because without chaos, you finally have to face yourself. And maybe that's the scariest part. But the other question to ask is, what do you gain if you let chaos go? You gain stability. You gain energy back. You gain relationships that aren't built on volatility, but on trust. You gain space to actually grow instead of just surviving. It's important to remember that peace isn't boring, it's healing. Stability doesn't mean stagnation. It means you finally have solid ground to build something real. The absence of chaos doesn't take away meaning from your life. It creates space for deeper meaning. When you're not constantly firefighting, you can finally figure out who you are beyond survival. If you're drawn to chaos, it's not because you're broken. It's because your brain and your heart learn to equate chaos with love, safety, or identity. But now you have the chance to rewrite that story. You can learn that peace doesn't mean danger, that quiet doesn't mean emptiness, that calm doesn't mean you're unloved or forgotten. It means you're free. And here's the thing: healing often feels boring at first. It feels slow, uneventful, maybe even uncomfortable. But boring is just your nervous system detoxing from chaos. It's the adjustment period before you realize that stability is what allows you to breathe deeper, think clearer, and live fuller. So if you catch yourself chasing chaos again, pause and ask yourself, am I doing this because it's truly what I want, or because it's what I know? There's a difference. And the moment you start choosing what you want over what's familiar, that's when your life starts to change. You don't have to be defined by chaos. you can let it go, even if it takes time. And when you do, you'll discover that peace isn't the absence of intensity, it's the presence of freedom.